Well, today we are going to be looking at something specific, as informed by Ambassador Bosinde himself.
Yeah.
The conversation today. Let me allow him do the honors.
Well, basically, because of the number of listeners we have realized recently that a lot of people tune into this station, Reading 90.7 FM, to listen to Security Bridge every Wednesday by 9:30, and they stay put till that 10 when we speak. And a lot of them are prominent people and all of that, and also all kinds of persons tune into this program, from government to individuals to businessmen and women. They all tune to Reading 90.7 to listen to Security Bridge with Zubi here and Ambassador Bosinde as your regular guest. So I thought it wise to give them more and more of some of the things I was holding back for other things I do with Security, but I thought it back to start giving more. So today we're going to be looking at kidnapping. Kidnapping. We're looking at kidnapping. Now, we are not going to try to define the word kidnapping in the dictionary. You can do all that at home. You understand? You have a smartphone, you can do your definition. But when we're looking at kidnapping now, we're going to be looking at how they trail victims and how to avoid it.
Okay.
And we're going to look at why is kidnapping currently on the rise. These are the two things we're going to look at.
Okay.
How they trail their victim, how to avoid it, why is kidnapping on the rise. So I would like to start by telling you why is kidnapping currently on the rise.
Please.
Now, kidnapping is on the rise now because every other criminal empire, every other visible criminal empire, such as armed robbery, militancy, bunkery, and even some sort of this Yahoo stuff, fraud you hear, all of them now are retiring into kidnapping.
They're all collapsing into kidnapping. Why?
All these other industries are collapsing. Criminal empires are collapsing into kidnapping. Why? When the cashless policy came, and a lot of people don't no longer carry cash, it rendered armed robbery useless. So armed robbers no longer had business. So adopting you for you to bring the money by yourself is a lot better option. You understand? When the militancy were the boys in the name of agitation and all of that were being fought, and then at a point they got amnesty and a lot of things were happening. So the oil bunkering activities reduced. So they needed to augment because they were used to large sums of money and they had arms. So kidnapping was the best option. Pick them up, they bring the money by themselves. The same thing. Now, all of a sudden, boys took to illegal oil refining, which we call bunkering, and then bowfire and a lot of it. And these boys that do this bowfire are also armed. You don't just do bowfire without having guns. So now, government, especially in Rivers State, fought them to a standstill during the last administration, and I think the administration currently will continue. Now, you fought them to a standstill, utilizing the police and other security agencies. Wow, that's a wonderful thing you've done. But these boys are armed already. So we can't do bowfire again. So what do? They collapse themselves into kidnapping. Now, when I'm not celebrating bunkering and all of that, I will not celebrate it, no. But you bear witness with me that when bunkering was on the rise, I know we saw the climate fault and all of that, but when bunkering was on the rise in this state, kidnapping was on the low. Those communities you don't visit that people are scared, December they don't go. December people were going because nobody had your time. How much you get now? You know who I be. That's what you understand. So criminality was reduced, but the adverse effects were much on the people, like the climate, the dust, and so many other things that were going on that period. But the boys were making money and they left. So, but when government fought them to a standstill, they collapsed themselves into kidnapping too, because they have arms already. Now, there's something about having arms. That's why I don't encourage people to have even ask police to even help you license firearm. I don't encourage anybody to do so. Having gun, having ammunition, having arms comes with a spirit. If you have a sidearm with you and you're not a police officer and you're a criminal or something, if someone shouts at you, you want to kill the person. It's the arm pushing you, not you doing it. Arm has a spirit. That's why for the police to man arms, military people to hold their guns, they have to be trained. And not just trained, they have a code to use the gun. if the Police Act tells them how to use their gun. It is based on that they can even stand on. Even at that, we've had cases of someone angrily firing someone dead and all of that. So the point is, gun has a spirit.
Okay.
Gun has a spirit. Gun makes you want to be superior. It gives you one spirit of superiority over the next person, and if he tries to say, no, now this is the stand, it gets you offended because you feel you have a superior power at that point over him. That's what guns does. You understand? So I don't encourage people to have arm. Now, when people have arm that they are using for other forms of criminal activity, like before robbery, before fire, before other things, all of a sudden, government have been able to fight these things now. So, and then bring policies like cashless policies and other policies. So because of that now, they no longer have anything to do with that arm, but they have the arm. Now, the funny part is that even if they start another life, it takes grace for someone who has tested millions criminally to come back, to accept, to be humble, to work under a boss and earn small money, 100,000, 50,000. It takes serious grace. No, it's very difficult. That's why they do it till they die. That's why they continue in criminal activities till they die. It's because, no, coming down, no. And then the boss say, why are you not here 8 o'clock sharp? You're suspended, you're this. You understand what I'm saying? There is this mindset. A said person has gone through series of rehabilitation. That's why I say government shouldn't be giving these people money. They should be giving them proper rehabilitation. Partner with NGOs. Government can't do that on their own. You understand? Now, so this is why these people, because they still have this arm and they need to work, so they look at the best way to work, which is kidnapping. Why is kidnapping the easiest way? Because this time, when you adopt someone, the person brings the money. The person even is not interested in the security agency helping them to bring his or her person out. You understand me? Because one, a lot of people with regards to kidnap lacks confidence in the authorities. Because so long as your person is there, there's a level of operation that can be carried out. Your person will even be a victim, if at all they are able to. You understand that? So people will do all they can, even against police instruction, against any advice, to take the ransom to you. So it becomes a lucrative way for criminals to get their funds, instead of killing themselves, coming to attack you to get money. No. You understand me? So why am I saying this? There has been a time when a woman was robbed. There was a siren. I don't want to mention the environment here in this state. Some time ago, there was a siren of police officers. They always patrol the road, but they were armed robbery ongoing. They spent 4 hours in her house. She said they ate her stew. She used to have like she had like this goat meat stew, chicken stew, so like the different kinds of stew she has. So when they were robbing, they were hearing siren. When they said after they passed there now, they don't say they here. They don't see anything. So they sat down there, they ate, finished eating, and she had a 10-month-old baby. They say, get 1 naira. They carry the baby. Say, where your baby food? Bring Pampers, bring them. They carry the baby. They went to pay ransom. So you don't keep anything for the house.
That's the baby?
Yes. That's to show you how frustrated they are when they come and nothing. So it's useless going to rob someone. You understand me? Because nobody carries money. So just adopt the person. He brings the money for you. That is the mindset behind kidnapping. So every other criminal activity is collapsing into it. You understand me? Now, I haven't told you why kidnapping is on the rise. One that thing why it's on the rise is because of the month. A lot of people would like to meet up. They want to meet up to their December activities and how they go back to the village to show that they have been in the city and they are doing well. So they have to do all they can in the month, as we know it, to meet up. Another reason is because most activities of cultism is not kidnap. Most cultists use kidnapping to raise funds for themselves. Now, but there are different kinds of kidnap. I wouldn't have time to go deep into it. Cultist kidnap is different from the other kinds of kidnap, but I wouldn't have time to expatiate my own personal research and understanding of these things. Now, I haven't said briefly on why kidnapping is on the rise. Now, the next thing I want to say is how do they trail their victims? Kidnappers trail their victim through intelligence gathering. Intelligence gathering is done by a close associate of the victim. By close associate, I mean friends, very close friends that are less than the victim. For example, you are dealing on millions, you're a big boy, but you have friends who are dealing on thousands, who need help, who can be influenced, you know? That's friends. Another way the victims are trailed is through family members. You have family members who sometimes they ask you for money, and sincerely speaking, you don't have, or you have been giving them money and they have been useless in the money, and they are wayward. Maybe they are drug addicts. Family members, so maybe they are drug addicts, or they have friends that are criminals, or they are just the wrong kind of persons that can be affected, male or female, around you in your family. These are some of the people that kidnappers, they tap into them as a resource to trail you. Another set of persons are domestic staffs. Domestic staffs implies to your gate man, your security guard, your nanny, your cook, your driver. Emphasis on your driver. These people know your itinerary. Even if they don't want to know, they will just know it because they live with you. And because they live with you, they just know everything, even if they don't want to know. And how much are their salaries? Check well, their salaries are always peanuts. And you understand me? So criminals also utilize them to generate intelligence. Now, some of these persons I've mentioned, sometimes some of this, I don't want to mention other areas. When people come for consultation, when they consult me, maybe I'll tell them the others. Now, sometimes these people give out this information with the aim of sharing from the proceed, or sometimes they give out this information unknown that they are giving out this information. You understand me?
Yeah.
So, another way they do it, so when they have gotten these people and they give them your itinerary, the next thing they do is they start trailing you. Trailing takes a long time. They have to know your movement, how you move, so they cannot decide on the best spot that you can be picked up from. You understand? Now, this is, I think, how they trail there. If you want more, you can come for consultation and we will tell you more. Now, how do you avoid it? Very simple. How do you avoid being trailed? When you are driving, you always be careful to watch your back.
Okay.
Know if a vehicle is following you. If you take turns, more than 3 turns, and you notice a particular vehicle has always taken those turns with you, just understand that you are being trailed. I don't need to tell you what to do. When you come for consultation, we will tell you. Another way you should understand, now this vehicle that trail people, they don't just come and be behind you. They can be 4 or 5 cars behind you. Interject, they'll be changing like that. It's not like they'll just be behind you. You understand? So you must be able to be sharp enough when you are driving to know who is behind you. That's one. Then, if I don't want to give out, there is a time that we on our own end have seen that within this time is when crime activities is high every day in the state, if at all, anyone, you know. So we might not be able to talk about that timing. That one is for our clients when they consult. But if you are driving very late in the night, okay, no, I don't want to give out that here. You can, when you come, I'll tell you that. So that's how they trail you with regards to trailing you. They follow you ahead. So be careful, watch out. And when you are driving along your environment, be careful to also, one of the ways to avoid again is in your environment, strive to know those around you, even if you don't talk to them. Know their cars, know them. So if you see vehicles that are not supposed to, that are not related to the ones you know in your environment, you will understand that there are visitors and strangers, and it will be nice to inquire who they are. You understand? You may not inquire directly. Those same people that work with you, such as the gate man and all of that, can help you do the inquiring. You understand? So you can make sure you avoid those things. Another thing is you have to be mindful. On that way they pick you up is sometimes they hit your car, they dent your car, knowing fully well you're a Nigerian and you're going to stop to come and quarrel. When you stop to quarrel, they pick you up. You understand? That's some of the things they do. So if you're driving a lonely place or you are in some places, especially in GRA and some other places, and some people hit your car, you must not quarrel. Just keep driving. Oh, God, we hit your motor. No problem, I forgive you. Just be going. You must not stop to argue, because you may not come out alive from that argument. You know, these are some things. Then, for those of your domestic staff that are in your house, like your driver, your gate man, your maid, and all of that, these people are to access to information. How do you do that? You hand them over to a management agency or a company to manage them.
Okay.
And then 2, you ensure to run a background check on them. Background check, I don't mean just going to sign, or maybe it's being in a police station and do one thing. No. I mean a practical investigation should be carried out on each of them to ascertain a background identity of their previous antecedents. I don't want to go deep into how they do that, but if you call me, we can do background check for your domestic staffs. Now, you do a thorough background check on them. They know you just did a background check on them before employment, or even as they are working, even as you are hearing me now, you can do the background check on them. They will know you did a background check on them. then hand them over to someone to monitor them outside of you. Now, the reason you have a gate man and a security guard a nanny, a driver, and all of that is because you are busy at some level. If you just buy a car now, you can drive your car. But when you get busy to a level and you think a lot, you need to bring in these people, you know. So you need to now know that the reason they are there is because you cannot do what they are doing, which means you are busy doing something else, which means you can't monitor them completely. So you need to do a thorough background check, and then you need to hand them over to an agency to help you manage them. Why are you doing that? When you hand them over to these agencies, it is their own job to manage this kind of persons. It is their own job to monitor. You understand? And so, if you want such kind of things, you can reach out to me. I will ensure you have someone running a thorough background check on all your domestic staff. And if you want to proceed towards that management, it's not even expensive. We will ensure. And you'll be receiving monthly security report as well as intelligence gathering report on those people. So you can have eyes in your back through those professionals. I think basically if you keep to these tips, and then I'm a Christian, at the end of the day, if you keep to these tips, with the help of God Almighty, you can be sure that you're free, because your faith is what should empower you to keep to these tips. By these tips, with your faith, this is the work of your faith. So faith without work is dead. So these security tips I've given you today should empower your faith now to be able to do them. Now, when you do them with your faith in God Almighty, mine, I do it through Jesus Christ. You understand? You understand? You are sure of being free. Okay? So that's what I think will help. So if you would like to reach out to us, you go to my social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Bosinde Life. Bosinde Life is spelled B-O-S-I-N-D-E-L-I-V-E. I repeat, B-O-S-I-N-D-E-L-I-V-E. So you could go there on YouTube and subscribe to the channel so that you can be getting updates. We're going to upload this on YouTube too, so you can listen again, okay? And then we have a lot more on YouTube too, so you can listen, but subscribe and click the button so you always get information. Go to our Facebook page, it's still Bosinde Life. Like the page, Instagram, X, all of them, they are all at Bosinde Life. Like the page and put on notification button so you get content from us with regards to just security. Next week, we're going to be talking about car snatching. So if you are here, keep a date with us next week on Silverbird Reading 92.7 FM, Security Bridge, Bosinde. Ambassador Bosinde will be talking about car snatching with Zubidi. So thank you. I think that serves all for today's edition. Next week on that Power Pack 1 is coming.
Thank you very much. Okay, I had one of my friends. She's no longer in Nigeria. She used to